I am a mom, like many of the moms who are out here. I have a child in public school. I have been concerned for years about the direction our public schools have been going.
Equity is just a quality of oppression. Everybody is oppressed until we're the same.
Honestly, if we lose the schools and we lose your generation, no matter what else happens, we've lost our country.
For the past several months, Loudoun County, Virginia has been the site of an ongoing struggle between parents and the school board over mask mandates, transgender policy, and above all, critical race theory. On August 10th, organizations like Parents Against Critical Theory, the Family Foundation, and Stand Up Virginia, among others, hosted a rally outside of the school board meeting where a controversial transgender policy was set to be voted on before it was then delayed. I spoke to some of the ralliers. Here's what they had to say.
Hello everybody, this is Spencer Lindquist here with the Federalist, and today I am in Loudoun County at a protest against critical race theory and critical gender theory.
Well, I'm out here because it's certainly something that's important to Loudoun County, and I'm a Loudoun County resident, and I want to sort of stay up on what's going on in Loudoun County, so that's essentially why I'm here.
For me, Spencer, it's really just I love America. America is a land of golden opportunity, but it's an opportunity of an equality of opportunity, and everything they're advocating ultimately comes down, it seems to me, into equality of outcome, and that takes away what motivates people.
What is the issue that is most important if you had to pick out one individual issue that's most important to you?
Well, trust, right? Like it would be trust. Like whether the positions that our educators are in a public trust kind of position. And I don't know if that's even a specific legal term, but it seems to me like if you send your kid off to school for 8 hours a day, you need to trust these teachers as far as what they're teaching. And then if you don't trust them, then that regardless of what the specific content is, there really should be some sort of a, hey, I should be able to know what you're teaching children, and I should be able to trust that. And then if you can't, then something in the system has kind of broken down.
And why is it that you think that Loudoun County specifically has come out so strongly in opposition to critical race theory, critical gender theory? Because these issues are happening across the country, but Loudoun County is kind of the hot spot of this backlash.
I'm sure there are charismatic and compelling people up here, and I know there are. But actually, I think it's more random than that. In truth, I believe that it's just kind of sparked here, but it could in other places, and it has in other places.
Yeah. And right now, I mean, that trust is
it's gone. The lie today is that we don't teach CRT here.
I think a bunch of people getting themselves spinned up about critical race theory that is not like a real thing being taught to children is a psychotic far-right conspiracy theory that you people believe in.
They don't have a class called CRT. What they have is a bunch of policies and lesson plans that are based on the critical race theory intersectionality model.
Does anyone here really believe that everything that is being done by school boards across Virginia has anything to do with the safety and well-being of your children? No, it does not. This is about power, and this is about control.
Well, I'm delighted to be joined by these young men. Hey? They're the reason I'm out here. I'm out here for my grandkids. I've got 5 of them scattered all around the United States. And I'm worried about not only your generation, but the next generation.
My dad was a programmer for HP, and they asked him, hey Lou, will you teach the racial appropriations class? And he said no. They asked again, he said no. And they asked one more time, and he said, sure, but I get to teach it however I see fit. And he goes in, and the first thing he says is, hi, my name's Lou, and I think this is BS.
I'm more worried about our country now than when I was fighting in Vietnam. I never thought in Vietnam that we would lose our country. I was worried that the politicians might lose the war, which they did, but I wasn't worried about our country then. And I went through all the Cold War. I never really thought we'd lose the country. Now, we're just a couple of years away from losing our country. So that's why I'm out here raising hell.
I think this could be the issue that swings it one way or the other, and wouldn't that be a real pain in the butt, huh? I mean, like these people here sort of tipped off something that could have cost them election, rather than just be honest with the residents of Loudoun.
But what he told them is that unless you are actively trying to oppress me, I don't want anything from you, and you owe me nothing based on my skin color alone.
As soon as you cross that line and start telling me and forcing me that I have to believe differently or just like you to accept what you're all about, I cross the line. You don't get acceptance that way. You're putting a proverbial gun to the head and saying, if you don't get on board, we're going to shame you. We're going to cancel you. Give me a break.
That the stand you take today strengthens the spines of school boards all across Virginia and across this nation who are caught in that same culture war, who want as the prize of that culture war our children.
And what is your advice, what's your guidance to other people in various different counties, various different areas, various different states that are experiencing this? What's your guidance to them when it comes to organizing a community against critical race theory or critical gender theory?
Everything's on the table. Or off the table, depending on how you want to look at it. The days of being polite are gone. Your school board members are going to lie to you. The superintendents are going to lie to you. They're going to play the magic shell game. So you need to be aggressive. You need to be upfront. You need to put them out. You need to shame them and humiliate them and expose them with facts, of course.
And let me tell you that when we're here, I'm traveling around the country, when I talk to a mom in Texas who says, Josiah, we're doing open records requests. We're trying to see what's going on the board. They're looking to you in Loudoun County and they're saying, we need to figure out how to do that. When a dad says, we're trying to recall people in Arizona who aren't listening to parents either, they're looking to Loudoun County to see what's going next.
Do what these ladies are doing. Loudoun County has become the epicenter of grassroots advocacy and showing Americans how to be brave and stand up to the left.
The battle you have been fighting here in Loudoun County has become the epicenter of a much larger battle that is happening for the health, safety, and well-being of our children, not just across Virginia, but nationwide.
I was actually going to go to school this year, but because of the mask mandate and all this stuff they're trying to push, I and my sister here had to drop out because we didn't want to wear a mask or do all of this, because with 10 minutes of wearing a mask, you can't even breathe.
I want to announce that the Founding Freedoms Law Center plans to file a lawsuit in the coming days against the Loudoun County School Board and Superintendent for violating Virginia's open meetings laws on June 22nd, which they appear to be doing again today by prohibiting members of the public from being physically present in the meeting room as they conduct their meeting. It may be that we will have to hold them to account more than once.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching the Federalist coverage of today's rally against critical race theory and gender theory here in Loudoun County, Virginia.